Welcome. Is it time to rename the NBA MVP LBJ? If you have a labor situation and nobody talks about it, does it make a sound? And could we have an NBA Finals without the Celtics and without the Lakers? This is a three-point stance NBA version. To answer all those questions, USA Today basketball writer Jeff Zillgitt, who is, of course, an expert in all of this. Let's start with the MVP. We asked today in Game On whether anybody but LeBron could win. Overwhelmingly, everybody said LeBron. Anybody else?
Reid, there'll be a couple other names. LeBron James is obviously the best player playing in the game today. He does it all. Scores, rebounds, passes as well as anyone in the league, regardless of position or size, and he defends as well. There are a couple other names worth mentioning. Kevin Durant entered the mix last season. He's there again this year. Derrick Rose has entered the mix this year. And then there are some old standbys that'll get some recognition as well. Dirk Nowitzki for the Dallas Mavericks. Amari Stoudemire will get a mention. But when it comes back to it, Reid, LeBron James is the guy. He does have a couple things going against him. No guy has ever won MVP 3 consecutive years without having a title. Bill Russell, Larry Bird are the only two. So he is fighting a little bit of history right there, but he is the best basketball player in the league.
Here's a guy with a couple of negatives who could be MVP. That's David Stern, if he can get everybody in this labor situation to agree and we don't do an NFL version.
Absolutely, Reid. And I think David Stern will be looking at what happens in the NFL. A lockout for the NFL might be good for business for the NBA to get a deal done. The two sides, the players and the league, are going to meet this weekend in Los Angeles during All-Star break. The key point this weekend, Reid, is that the owners want drastic changes to the collective bargaining agreement. The players like the status quo, the way things are right now. They don't want a hard salary cap. They don't want to roll back in salary. There's not going to be a lot of work that gets done this weekend. What the two sides need to get done this weekend is find a starting point and go from there and make progress in the coming months.
When the All-Star game is over, I can start looking at the standings and figure out who's our NBA finalists. Could we have one without the Celtics or the Lakers?
We can have a final without one of them, okay. Reid. I'm not sure we're going to have a final without either of them this year. And if I'm going to pick today, the Celtics are going to be the team that plays in the NBA Finals this year, not the Lakers. The one thing about the Celtics, they've been able to overcome injuries this year without Shaquille O'Neal in the lineup all the time, without Jermaine O'Neal, no Delonte West. There's probably a couple others banged up on that Celtics roster. However, the four constants remain: Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo. As long as those four are playing for the Celtics, they should be in the finals. We flip to the other side. The San Antonio Spurs have done it without any major injuries this year. So as long as the Spurs stay healthy and play the way they're doing right now, and there's no reason to believe that Greg Popovich won't keep this team playing at this level, it'll be the Spurs and the Celtics in the NBA Finals.
It's 3 minutes with Jeff Zillgitt. We do have a shot clock. You don't. You can reach Jeff 24/7 at nba.usatoday.com and every day in the newspaper. We'll see you tomorrow.